Ah, relationships. The sweet mango and the fiery chili of human life. Beautiful, complicated, delicious. And sometimes a little bit painful. Sometimes I wonder, does karma have a sense of humor? Not the vengeful, cosmic punishment kind. No, karma is far more subtle. It's like an ancient wise friend, one that gently nudges us again and again toward the very lessons we're still trying to learn. And the most favorite classroom of all, love. Let me ask you something, and be honest. Have you ever fallen so deeply in love, only to wake up months later and quietly wonder, wait, did I love them, or did I love an idea of them? But Bhante, they were perfect. Of course they were. They were perfect in your mind, just like that pristine Buddha statue sitting on your shelf. But real humans, they are not statues. They burp, they forget birthdays, they leave the toilet seat up. And most importantly, they change. There's a Buddhist teaching, precise, eternal, and sometimes as piercing as pain. Paṭicca Samuppāda, dependent origination. Don't let the Pali scare you. It's not some dusty relic from an ancient cave. This teaching is alive. It lives at your dinner table, in your inbox, in that silent ache when the message never comes. Nothing arises alone. Every feeling, every reaction, every heartbreak, all are conditioned. That butterfly feeling on the first date? Conditioned. That little thrill when they text, "I miss you." Conditioned. That 2 a.m. moment on WhatsApp when you're analyzing their last scene like a forensic expert? Yep, conditioned. You're not broken. You're just human. And in today's world of instant swipes and endless options, what we're desperately searching for is something permanent. Someone who will stay. Forever. Like a Netflix subscription that never expires. But in his brilliant wisdom, the Buddha reminds us, all things are impermanent. Even love. Especially love. The moment we try to freeze it, like storing ripe mangoes in the freezer, that's when suffering begins. One day, you open the freezer, and there it is. Cold, mushy, tasteless. What was once alive is now preserved. Still, but lifeless. Love is like water. The more tightly you grip it, the faster it slips away. That is craving, tanha, the root of suffering. We often confuse longing and attachment for love. But Dhamma points to a different path, a wiser, gentler one. Let me tell you a story. Once a young couple came to the monastery. They had been together for 3 years, but lately it was fights every week. The young man said, "Bhante, I don't think she sees me anymore." The woman softly added, "I still see him, but the person I see feels unfamiliar." I paused and then said, "Perhaps because you're both holding on to an older version of each other, a version that no longer exists. And what you're holding on to is blocking you from seeing the person standing right in front of you." Silence. But it wasn't emptiness. It was silence filled with truth. The Dhamma teaches us anatta. There is no fixed self, no permanent I, no solid you. We are all changing, like clouds drifting across the sky, like music, still being composed in real time. And when we forget this, we suffer. But when we remember it, we finally learn how to truly love. And isn't it a bittersweet irony of the digital age? We've never been so connected, yet never felt so alone. We filter, we edit, we present polished versions of ourselves, like glossy pamphlets advertising love. But real intimacy, it doesn't live in filtered selfies. It's found in those unfiltered moments, in an awkward smile, in a quiet admission, "I was wrong," in the wordless gaze after a fight, where one heart silently says, "I'm still learning." So what can we do? Try this small but powerful practice. The next time you feel the urge to control, fix, or hold tight, pause. Take a deep breath and gently whisper or silently remind yourself, this too is arising because of causes and conditions. Then ask yourself, what would happen if I welcomed this moment with kindness instead? That is how karma is transformed. Not by running away, not by building walls, but by softening, by turning the mud of illusion into the soil for lotuses. We learn to love without clinging, to care without chains, to bow to impermanence, not in fear, but in friendship. So next time someone doesn't text you back, instead of spiraling into the story of maybe they don't love me anymore, maybe you smile and remember, the causes simply haven't arisen yet. See, even karma has a sense of humor. Love bravely, but not asleep, awake, eyes open, present, not possessive. Dhamma doesn't ask you to stop loving. It invites you to love with wisdom. Because true intimacy, it doesn't live in holding on. It lives in showing up, fully, gently, not perfectly, but just as you are, just as they are, in this very moment. And if that moment fades, let it go. Another moment is coming, like a new breath, ready to be lived, freely, softly, with your whole heart. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.